and Two-Face are in the building, courtesy of Coke Studio Africa. Amazing collaborations this year. We're seeing amazing talent, and the world is looking at Africa right now. It's great to see even Western artists are now trying to associate with Africa. It's a beautiful thing.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, I just saw somewhere that someone that we know initially said, "Oh, I've got Nigerian blood somewhere. My great-great-great-great-great-grandmother." So it's great to be associated with African acts. So I think it's about time that even our very own artists need to own that. And I love the compositions that you make, true to where you're from, but with fusions and great stuff. How would you describe your music, Rema?
My music is versatile.
Yeah.
Yes, and it goes for all ages.
Yeah.
The old, the young,
Yeah.
That's it.
You have amazing hits and a great voice. When it comes to live orchestration, there will be a lot of that when you're doing Coke Studio Africa.
Yeah.
Is it something that you love to do?
Yes, I've always done live music, and I'm just doing my thing.
Yeah. I'm seeing tweets coming through for you guys, and one of them is, please tell Two-Face to sing for us African Queen live. Guys, you need to move on. Everybody loves that song. We've got Coke Studio Africa, amazing mashups. What can you share? Because it's said to be one of the hottest seasons this year. What's in store?
Just like you say, it's one of the hottest seasons. So people should just wait for it.
Yes, I mean, it's interesting. The concept of Coke Studios has always been a brilliant one, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm in love with the fact that it's organic music, it's live, it's and Rema has been amazing, we've done we've done a couple of stuff already.
Yeah.
So we can't wait for the people to hear it and feel it and watch it and see us perform all the songs.
All right. So I think that's pretty much what we have to do. Just wait for it.
And surprisingly, as I said, we can't wait. The song that we're doing originally on the Coke Studios season 4, the title is Can't Wait.
Can't wait.
Wow, that's interesting. So that's as far as it goes. When it comes to collaborations and how you're selected to do songs together, because Kenyan artists, Ugandan artists, Nigerian artists from across the continent are dynamic. How do you get to choose? How does that work until you get to say, okay, Two-Face and Rema are going to be doing something?
That happens. We don't get to do that.
Yeah.
The Coke Studio.
Yeah.
The music directors, they are the ones that do that, and it's even cool because if you get to choose, you choose
exactly
the
something that
somebody that you already. But this one is cool that people that I've never met before. It's fresh, it's real. All reactions are real. Everything is, and it brings people together. People that I've never met before. People that have different cultural backgrounds and all. It brings them together. And I see the spirit of one love in the whole thing, so it's a good movement.
Yes, and I think the uniqueness of this kind of project is, as the audience feels the surprise of the collaborations, you also get to, share the same thing.
Exactly.
So there's more to Africa than what you may have seen. You have to tune into Coke Studio Africa, the new season. And of course, we also have amazing international acts that have graced different seasons of Coke Studio Africa. And this year, it is official that Trey Songz is going to be headlining this amazing project. How exciting is that? Like, this seems to be one of those amazing things. From what I gather, he is also keen to see what Africa has to offer. So I think when people say Africa has not arrived, we arrived like ages ago. Like, I think it's about time the world paid attention. In Kenya, which artists do you love?
Wow.
Shout out to all the Kenyan artists tuned into the show.
I'm a fan of good talent. I'm a fan of creative people.
Yeah.
I've worked with a couple of people from Kenya before. I've worked with Wyrie before, we did a song some years ago.
Yes.
I see it coming, that's the title of the song. And recently I just did stuff with the amazing Southie Soul.
Yes.
I've been trying to hook up. I'm trying to hook up with Nameless.
Yes.
I'm a fan of Nameless. I remember one of his songs that was tearing my head.
Which song is that?
Wow. That song was mad. I loved it.
Sure feels like.
I just heard some guys today, and I'm in love with them already.
Yes. go. Now we know the song that Two-Face was talking about. That's
This is the song I was. This is Yashinsky.
Nyashinsky is the guy.
This is the song I heard today. I was thinking about that.
I love that. I love that. And the cool
So when he was part of Kleptomania.
yes, he was part of Kleptomania.
Wow.
Took a little break, went overseas, came back like he never left, and killed it and slayed.
Nah, this song is
Is
nice.
this his first project?
Yes, ever since he came back, and so far. Yes, he is. What about you, Rema? Which Kenyan artist
But you know,
do you like?
I have always loved Nameless.
Nameless.
Yes, and
He seems to be a darling, eh?
he is. I love Jaguar.
Yes.
So this all is great. We have great artists. Wyre.
Yes. So there's lots of them that,
Yeah.
you know, the world is looking. And from the inside, you know, sometimes Kenyan artists do not know that they're actually being heard outside the borders. So it's great to hear you guys say things like that. So shout out to Nameless. The coolest thing about this conversation is that the theme for Coke Studio Africa this year is discovery. So people are getting to discover different
yes, I
things.
just discovered that
You just discovered Nyashinsky. There's great music, you know, different languages to learn. It's so dynamic. And when people ask me, "You're from Africa? Do you know so and so?" I'm like, "No, Africa is so like it's not what you think it is." And I think, as you said, the African artists have that responsibility to share and expose, you know, how dynamic everything is. There's hip hop, there's soul, there's reggae music. It's so dynamic. There's so much to share. And when you guys are doing your fusions, there's going to be a lot of surprises, which I cannot talk about. But what I can say is that Rema's going to be working with Trey Songz.
Yeah.
That is a big deal, Rema. Stop acting like it's just that guy from around the
No,
corner.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it.
Is this your you must have had something special to be selected to be part of Coke Studio Africa. What can artists that are starting out learn from things like this?
They just have to stay original.
Yeah.
And true to themselves.
Yeah.
So when someone looks at East Africa,
Yeah.
they look for someone who's trying to be real, someone
Yeah.
who's original.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And you must have some great talent as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, you can follow REMA NAMAKULA on Twitter. That's REMA NAMAKULA. No underscores, no nothing.
Facebook, REMA Rema.
All right. Two-Face, it is 2, number 2.
yeah, it's the same
Number
thing.
2.
It's the same thing. Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, the same thing. Official 2 Baba.
Fantastic. And of course,
Official 2 Baba.
it's all courtesy of Coke Studio Africa. Great times, great vibes right here with Rema and Two-Face. And of course, we had such a great time hanging out with you guys. We know you have a busy schedule. We know you're probably exhausted rehearsing, and it's going to be a busy time. But we're so glad that you came.